Miki koutou, ko miku taku ingoa no kaitahu kati mamai me te whānau a Takatāpui Māori. Nera, kia ora te whānau o Te Raumatatini, mo te tautoko o te kaupapa o Aroha project. So I am very pleased to be having a kōrero this morning with you all about the work that I've been doing for decades around rangatahi Māori and now Takatāpui. Hard to imagine. Ready for this? Less than 10 years ago, I had to hide my Takatāpui rangatahi into my funding proposals. It seems ironic now that it's only recently that we now acknowledge that Takatāpui have been marginalised and haven't been included in the conversations for so long in many aspects. And when we know as Māori, for example, we haven't been included in many conversations. So as we go through all the wonderful different types of whānau in our Māori whānau, Takatāpui have been somewhat excluded. And it was Te Raumatatini in 2014-15 who gave me the first significant funding to work specifically on a project called the Aroha project, which is online. You can see everything, it's free. Made by rangatahi Māori, led by them, developed by them, and most importantly, it was delivered by them. Now that might not sound too radical, but if you imagine a young Māori who's a bit different, they don't fit in, they're told they're different, they're told be normal, whatever normal is today. They're told to fit in, then they come here to the Mika Haka Foundation and they're allowed to wear high heels and have blue hair, wear jewellery, be a little bit silly, be safe. Mentored by an intergenerational group of Pākeke and Kaumātua, different whānau around who support their dreams. It's amazing. We've had over 50 projects which they have initiated, led, developed, and some now even reporting on, which might not sound a lot, but it is when you're talking about a web series that reached 3 million views. It is when you're talking about success with some of those rangatahi going to Toronto, Canada, for the world's largest Indigenous film festival, to show the Aroha Festival, to Healing Our Spirits Worldwide in Sydney, where they led workshops, to getting their work on TVNZ, Māori television. Now this is all young people who have led and mentored these projects. Yes, I, Mika, am the producer, and it's my role as the elder to, what's the word? Ice break all those gatekeepers. And anyone out there who knows me knows I'm a bit of an icebreaker, because what gets me up in the morning, things that get me up in the morning is purpose. Purpose more than just me making a show or a film or something. It's purpose. And there's nothing like seeing rangatahi succeed. I mean, our most recent project is about the life of Carmen Rupe, one of the trailblazing Takatāpui drag queen, transgender of late last century who passed away. And all the rangatahi worked on this project with experienced mentors. We're talking about BAFTA nominated producers and fabulous people. Now to have rangatahi work in successful projects can only give them confidence to go out into the big world as themselves, which is really vital in the world that we do. My first script was 1984 on suicide in the schools program. We couldn't do it because back then, we all remember, you couldn't use the word suicide. The AIDS virus struck us like a tidal wave in the late 80s, 90s, and I wrote works then, and I wrote the first apparently gay Haka with the wonderful Nāpo Wehi, Wikuki Kā, and Rangi Chadwick. Those great mentors have now all gone. Supported me, and Mera Tamita and Dalvanius, they supported the work I did too. And then I went on to keep trying to do work around suicide, and then when Te Raumatatini and Wakahaurua came along, they just opened the gates. Now we have TPK, Foundation North are fantastic, lotteries, lots of people, and they're great. But what I love most is the support from communities, like the marae, Ruapōtaka, Manureo Marae, our local ones here, in Tāmaki Makaurau. Even things like our photocopier, Copier Services Limited, give us free photocopying. It's little things like that make a community. And yeah, we all struggle. I mean, the big question every funder asks me is, how is the program funded? And I find funding from wherever I can. And And how do I ensure long-term visibility of the program? Well, you see, that's that eternal question every group is asked. I started in 1994 with a $100 food voucher. It's 20, 30 years ago. And I'm still doing that type of thing. I think if you've got authenticity, passion, commitment, and you're open, then people support you. Mika Haka Foundation is a registered charitable trust. All the audits are online, etc. All that type of stuff. You can go to mikahaka.com and see everything we've done. And a really big part, I think, for anyone listening to this now, if we want more rangatahi and to succeed, things need to be free and access. The most marginalised often can't afford the food when they come in. They can't afford their buses. They certainly can't afford petrol for their cars, or the insurance for their cars, or the warrants, or the registration for the cars. And all these costs impact. You see, poverty for me is about access. Poverty stops a young person, stops any person having access. So for those who, like myself, who aren't in that situation, we can never understand that struggle unless we've been through it ourselves. And we forget there is a massive pressure on young people today to succeed, right? Succeed. At Mika Foundation, you're allowed to stop halfway through your project and go, I can't do it. I need another year. Failure is acceptable. Failure is healthy. Goodness gracious, you know. The thing is now we have social media. So when I'm doing something, I post it, don't I, before I've made it. And when you don't make something for a young person, or you're not getting this, or you're not doing that, the mental health does get affected. There's no doubt about it at all. They even go into hiding. Young people even go into hiding because they put a post up that, you know, oh, I'm not going to do it now, and everyone will think I am. So here we teach a lot about social media. We do understand the isolation. We often put our phones down, and that's very challenging for a young person. And I understand why it's challenging. It's challenging for some of us older people to put our phones down. However, we need to give young people places that are free. My studio here, which all of the members of Te Reo Matatini have visited at some point. Some have actually got in and rolled their sleeves up and done the dishes, haven't they, Vicky? Lovely. And Maria, you've all been in there. And the place is free because it's great when young people just have a place. They have keys. They just come in, do their thing, and here we go. Mātauranga Māori, tikanga Māori. Okay, tikanga is the way to do things. So when you've made a mess, rangatahi, clean it up. When fire or so an older person comes in, you know, always greet them, look them in the eyes. Hey, kia ora, you want a cup of tea? You know, inohora, grab a seat. Basic fundamentals of respect, what I consider vital in Mātauranga Māori. All the karakia, motiatia, waiata, I wrote with other people over the years. And that is to do with allowing anyone of any gender, any race, any sexuality, Muslim, woman, to be able to do all, they have permission to perform and do all the works we have here. It's vital that those who are not Māori, because we have a spectrum community, and for those who don't know what spectrum is, yes, we're Māori and LGBT, takatapui, but we also have Asian, who might be gay. We also have Pacific Islanders, we've had Muslim, African, and there's nothing more beautiful, nothing with young people that I love, is they don't have the baggage around Māori culture. They want to learn some te reo. They want to participate in things. They don't have the, oh, can I do this? With the respect. Some of them get carried away, of course, and totally inappropriate, and then, you know, Mother Mika has to calm them down in a very caring, non-violent way, as you do. So that's the type of thing that we do here. The other thing we have is, that's rangatahi, but we have Pakeke and elders, and we have a no isms. Isms means racism, ageism, you know, homophobia, all that sort of stuff. So when someone older is working with someone younger, we encourage the older person not to go, oh, you're young, you'll know how to do this app. The young person might not know how to upload the app or whatever, just as a young person won't necessarily say to an older person, you should know. So alleviating ageism and sexisms and stuff makes this place kind of unusual. I do hear that. I hear that from a lot of young people when they leave. coming back saying, I feel I can just be me here. I can take my shoes off, don't have to wear shoes. But yeah, I think some of the other things that I actually did want to touch on around the success. Yes, we have 3 million views. Yes, we've made over 50 projects, probably a lot more. Yes, we've had over 10,000 participants over the years. That's all good. But I think success is when a person's dreams are allowed to be listened to and encouraged. Doesn't matter how whack they are. Let them dream. I mean, let's face it, when you're young, you should dream. You should make mistakes. You should fall over. You should get up. And you should have a place. We are blessed that we haven't had any major health and safety issues. I'm a full-on health and safety freak. More for their safety. We've had all participants have the ability to withdraw projects. So when we made the Aroha Project web series, which you can see free online or wherever it is, some of the programs never made it because some people thought they didn't want their stories told. Now, this is important because there is a lot of social media today. And a lot of it I do find somewhat exploitive in the sense that they've taken stories, they put them up, it's out there, all the news media and networks want are hits, likes, shares. That's what they're about. I know we need those for our valuations, but it's not the core principle. The core principle for us is for young people to move on to great, holistic, vibrant lives. We have had evaluations though, that's very important. Te Raumatatini have done independent evaluations, the Puni Kokiri, Ministry of Health did one on our active lifestyles program. We also had a thesis written about the dance works that we've done here. So and I think evaluations are important because they allow funders to have a actual look. This is something I can see. This is something I can see. What I don't show are the hundreds of letters, emails, Facebook posts from rangatahi at risk. Cross out the names and stuff and don't even use them. Because that again is exploitive. Because in today's society of no privacy, anything given out can be shared. We don't know where it's going anymore. No, we shred all documents when they're done now. It's almost impossible for any of us funders to keep things completely private and safe. So I'm quite old school. Only myself and one other see documents and then we shred them. I think it's quite important that some of these things are explored because a young person puts out, I'm feeling bad, mum's horrible, something, and that goes somewhere else. And of course we know where that leads when you're Māori, don't we? So sometimes just talking. Yeah, we promote our programs by rangatahi sharing. All social media now. We don't do many flyers, posters. We do it by social media. To see my program develop. I've got a great group of people who support me. It's a struggle. It's always a struggle. However, I really only work with people who believe in what I do. I often tell other community groups that as well. It's no point working with a funder or a supporter who doesn't really, who's on your back all the time, basically. So I'm lucky I have great supporters. I can't really think of much else because I suppose to finish, if I was to say the biggest challenges, find free spaces, make things free for the rangatahi most at risk. They have to be able to access things and it's got to be real. So, if you're going to do a program, they better look glossy. They better look, or hoary, or fresh, or whabi, or Māori, or, gay, or whatever it's going to be, and take it to those communities. That's what, we've done things in nightclubs. I don't really like nightclubs anymore, but, we do things in nightclubs. And it's amazing talking to young people at nightclub. We have to go to them. They can't come to us all the time. So I hope that's been helpful. I have enjoyed this journey so far, and I'm continuing this journey. There's another point, health. So there's mental health and physical health. And I'm no stranger to the no alcohol, no smokes, no drugs, no junk food, no sugar, boom, 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 boom. That is to do with the physical, once your body starts collapsing, it's sometimes really hard to change. You can have all these health and fitness apps and things as much as you want, but sometimes the body just gives in. So with rangatahi, I really, really, really stress the no smoking, no drinking, definitely the no drugs, etc. I have found the last few years, though, with the older ones, those over 20, teaching them how to drink responsibly if they do, or no stigma around if they do smoke, etc. It's a challenge for me, and I'm not sure if I'm successful with that yet, but it's something I've been working on. For example, some of the rangatahi do smoke cigarettes. In fact, I'm noticing a lot more Māori kids smoking cigarettes. And sometimes they'll pull the packet out and put it, in the studio, and I'd look at them and I go, my rule, if I see the cigarette packet, I will take it off you. This is a place of no smoking, no junk food, just not at all. And we've started vegan cooking classes again, which have been really great. Vegan smoothies, broccoli, bananas, and cocoa, honey, almond milk, and they're loving it. So it's my suggestion too around health, which we did with the Ministry of Health program, is often I don't tell people what not to eat. I show an apple and a bottle of water. And I say, have an apple every morning because that's the fruit of the morning, and drink water every day, and that's where we start. Physical health is part of mental health, and vice versa. They are definitely connected. I think there's no doubt about that. If you haven't got the energy, you're young now, but hit 25 and the metabolism changes. Boom, 25, it just changes. And it changes again at 25, 32, 40, it just keeps changing. I'm very fit, I know that. I'm very healthy, I'm blessed in that respect. So it's my responsibility to share that. I don't use the word role model, that's a strange word to me, but to share the possibilities of good health. Yes, that's vital. Kia ora.